This one is going to sell for 20,000 euro, 1,500 milliwatt.
1,500?
Yeah, 1,500 milliwatt. And within 3 weeks, we had pre-orders for 35 units. And there was no physical machine at all at that time. It was only
an idea. I'm curious why you changed to 808 from 904. Was that based on research?
First model of this one was from 97. And when you're using it, we actually have a built-in vibration that gives a tactile feedback. If you have a wound that is infected, the blue, the 4 or 5 nanometers will kill the bacteria. And then you can treat inside the mouth or in the ear or whatever. We have been part of getting more than 500 babies into the wild.
Today, I interview Arne from Powermedic. Now, Arne has been in the laser therapy, red light therapy space for 40 years. He knows his stuff and he's seen everything. During that conversation, we talk about the differences between LEDs and lasers and his take on which is better. Arne shares his experiences moving from using 900 nanometers to now 808 nanometers, which is quite interesting as a lot of panels and products are coming out with 808 or 18 nanometer light. He also shares how he's helped create 500 what he calls laser babies, which is quite a story. And he shares his take on the benefits of red light therapy and fertility. Now, I do have to say this is the first time I'd handled any of the Powermedic products, and I was impressed. You can tell a lot of thought, a lot of care, a lot of time has gone into creating these products. So I may have to look at doing a review in the near future. In the meantime, let's get into the interview. So I'm here today with Arne from Powermedic. Now, Arne, you've been in the red light therapy space for a long time. 1982, was it when you
started this? 42 years.
There we go. So I'm keen to not only learn a bit about the products you have here, but also a bit of your history and what you've learned over these last few decades when it comes to red light therapy. So let's start at the beginning. How did you enter this space?
Well, it was more or less by accident. I came across in 1982 when we started. I came across a guy developing a new education for alternative practitioners. He needed a machine that had 3 different functions. One was detecting acupuncture points, but not only detecting acupuncture points, but also measuring the energy level in each point.
Yes.
And a function for electrostimulation, stimulating the acupuncture point. And third one was laser therapy into one machine. And he asked me if I could, being an electronic engineer and all that, if I could develop a machine like that. And I said, yeah, well, I can do that. So I went on and did that.
And you knew nothing about this technology, like benefits or anything?
Nothing about
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So I knew about electronic, I knew about product design and all these things. So I just started developing this machine. And at some point, when there was no machine at all, only some drawing and some nice paintings of what it would look like, we made a brochure that we sent out to 500 potential customers within the alternative field in Denmark. And within 3 weeks, we had pre-orders for 35 units. And there was no physical machine at all at that time. It was only
an idea.
So, but having all these orders, I had to just jump out into it and start producing these machines. I quit my job at the time and started putting all this together to fulfill all these orders. And that's actually how it started, just like jump-started. So, but quite soon, within a few years, we found that this alternative market was quite limited. So we separated the laser function from this first machine into a separate unit and we started producing that and we're selling that to mainly physical therapists and chiropractors in Denmark and all over the world actually.
And this product at that time, it wasn't just laser therapy; it also had some other.
The first one, had 3 different ones. Yeah.
So
We soon kind of, I wouldn't say we put it down because we continued producing it, but it was the laser therapy devices that took off like that.
And those first devices, were they small handheld devices like we have here, or?
A little bit bigger than this. This one, the first model of this one was from 97. So the machines before that were a little bit bigger, but they soon became, more and more compact. And this was the first one that's completely standalone, so to speak.
With the
portable, battery operated, independent of a wire to some kind of device. So this is all. Everything is inside. You have the control unit, you have the power source, which rechargeable battery. So this completely standalone unit. And that's what we continued to do with this one. This is this one I designed in 2012, which is what we call it Powerlaser Pro. This one we call the Powerlaser Basic. This one we call Pro because it has some more function. You can set the output power to 3 different levels. So you have more functions with this one. You can set the output power level, the exposure time. And when you're using it, we actually have a built-in vibration that gives a tactile feedback to not only the patient, but also the practitioner.
So they know something's happening. So
then the patient really appreciates this because normally you don't feel the little therapy and you're thinking, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
It gives kind of a psychological effect. And for the practitioner, he knows all the time that the laser is right, that it's working.
Yeah,
and here you can actually see the laser output. This is 808 nanometers.
808?
Yeah. So normally you would think that's invisible to the human eye. But 808 nanometers is just on the limit.
The fringe, yeah.
Where you just barely can see it. And the more or the less light you have in the room, the more you can see it.
Of course. So your original devices, 30, 40 years ago, they were lasers. You've always used lasers. Were they originally 808 as well?
In the beginning, they were 904.
904.
Yeah, super concentrate.
Is that just because that was all you could get at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm curious why you changed to 808 from 904. Was that based on research studies?
Well, based on the technology, because 904 nanometer lasers are super pods, which means you have to drive them with a very high current for a very short time. So the driving circuitry is more complicated. And the available output powers is limited for 904 nanometer laser. And very soon they began to be available on the market, 808 nanometer laser diodes with a lot higher output power. So with the constant demand of more and more power, we had to change to 808 nanometers.
So there's obviously a lot of, I'm sure you're well aware, there's a lot of research as well around 808 nanometers in terms of benefits. Have you looked, do any of these products have other wavelengths, or are you just primarily exclusively 808?
No, well, this one we have 638 nanometers visible laser.
That's the red.
Red combined with blue LED 405 nanometers.
405.
405 for killing bacteria, you know.
So that's an LED. So why would someone, because these are high powered, like what sort of power intensity are they putting out?
Right now is 300 milliwatts times 3.
300, wow. So then the blue in there, so most people would be using these more for joint problems, muscle, is that correct?
Yeah, but the wavelength with the deepest penetration is around 808 nanometers, 810, whatever, plus minus maybe 10 nanometers.
Yeah.
That's where you have the deepest penetration into human tissue.
Mm-hmm.
For the red, 638, 650, 660, whatever, it's much more superficial.
Right, okay.
So it only goes maybe 1 centimeter.
And then the blue is obviously not.
The blue is very superficial.
So then,
but if you have a wound that is infected,
you're on.
The blue, the 405 nanometers will kill the bacteria, which is very good for wound healing, for acne.
Yes.
So you get a very fast response on treating acne.
But then most people buying this or using this are probably buying it for like it's a high-powered laser device, right? With a deep penetrating near infrared.
Yeah, they would go for this one.
And what's this one, yeah? This is
this is 808 nanometers.
Exclusively, yeah.
Yeah, 1,500 milliwatt.
1,500?
Yeah, 1,500 milliwatt.
And how long? Okay,
and the actual, the peak output power is 3,000 milliwatt in this guy.
So is this where you can adjust the power?
Yeah, we have 3 different levels. So this is 500 milliwatt per laser diode.
Yeah.
Average output power.
Yes.
And the actual, because we pulse the laser, they call it hyperpulse. So when the laser is on, it's 1,000 milliwatt.
Yeah.
Then 0.
Right.
And then 1,000 and 0.
Yeah.
So, and the on and the off time, same, so it's 50% utilized. Which means the average is 500 milliwatt per laser diode. Here it's 225. Here it's 100 milliwatt per laser diode.
So what's the typical use case for this particular product?
This is very efficient for all kinds of muscle and joint disorders like sports injury.
Okay, just sprained
like
ankle
acute injuries, sprains, whatever. Because with the sprain, when you use this, it will reduce the healing time from weeks to days.
Yeah.
So when you have an ankle sprain, a severe ankle sprain, playing football or whatever you do, normally they would tell you to lie down and do nothing for 5 weeks. And the sooner you can apply the laser therapy, you can cut it down to a few days.
Yeah.
The swelling will completely.
Yeah, I just saw a presentation where they had tendon damage in rats and looked at the recovery times.
Yeah.
And there was the control group. There was laser at 2 or 3 different intensities, but there was also a laser plus exercise like movement, and that had the shortest recovery time. Laser and movement was better than just laser on its own, which just goes against the whole, do nothing, put your feet up from.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, so that's the Pro, more targeted joints, deeper tissue. The base one then with the blue, the red, and the near infrared.
Well, this is just one model. This is for wound healing, acne, stuff.
Yeah, it's
the same. We have the 808 nanometers here, so the
Yeah.
output of these two is basically the same. So this is just a more simple model. So you only have one button, and you start the laser. You change output power from power to 20% output power. Now it's blinking because it needs to be recharged.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then how long? Okay, I've sprained my ankle. and I've got the Pro or even this unit here.
Yeah.
How long do you use it for? Like, because these are quite high powered devices. Is it short bursts or is it,
Yeah.
how long?
Well, you would use any of, not these because this is the red one. Any of these you would use them for 5, 6, 8, 10 minutes,
Yes.
depending on how big the sprain is,
Okay, so
how big the damage is.
So if you ran there for 5 or 10 minutes on an ankle,
Yeah.
is there quite a bit of heat build up, thermal build up?
No,
Right.
you don't feel the heat as such.
Really? Wow. Interesting.
But it will reduce the swelling within a very short time, within the following half hour, until you can see the swelling go down per work.
Yeah, right. So, and then this particular device here, is this more an acupressure point?
Yeah, you can say this for one laser down, 500 milliwatt.
Got it.
Still, it's a hyperpulse, we call it 1,000 milliwatt. So for any smaller points, you can go into joints and acupuncture points. You can go behind the ear and inside the ear even. And in this model or this one, you can attach this light guide like this, and then you can treat inside the mouth or in the ear or whatever bodily orifice you might think of.
And then what about this one? This looks like a scanner at a supermarket.
Well, this is the newest model, and this is a prototype, so it's just a demo. So
Okay.
But we call it the Hyperlaser.
A Hyperlaser.
Yes. So it's got 9 laser diodes here of 808 nanometers. They're the ones sticking out because we want to have, we want the laser diodes kind of press into the tissue, because the more you compress the tissue with the laser probe, the deeper penetration you get.
Yeah.
If you have a laser that you're radiating on a distance, you would have a lot of reflection from the skin. So you actually lose about 50% of the power. So you have a 10-watt laser and 20-watt laser, and you have a distal. 50% will just disappear.
Slits off. Yes.
Into thin air. So the more you can compress the skin, which is the idea with these things sticking out, the deeper penetration you have. You compress the tissue, so you go deeper.
So why?
And in between, we have LED,
Yes.
red and blue. Again, 650 nanometers and 405 nanometers. So you see here, we have the red combined with the 808. You cannot see it now because you get blinded by the red light.
But what about the blue? Oh, they're different modes.
Yeah, there are different modes.
Yeah, that's all.
I think, yeah, here we even have the yellow.
Amber. So was that 590?
That was 585.
Oh, then it's
Yeah. So here we have red and blue at the same time. You see that?
Yes.
And here we have red. And here we have the 808 nanometer alone. Yeah, you see?
So do you think this will come to market, that product?
Yeah, it will come to market within the next 3 months.
Yes. And then what are we talking price-wise for these? I know they're, very powerful lasers, obviously well-built. I mean, they're very nice.
Yeah.
How much, like for the base model, for instance?
So the one you have here is 3,400 euro for the set with 2 batteries, charger, and this nice case that it comes in.
Oh, well, hit.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you go top of the range, that's the case it comes in?
Yeah, it comes in this case with second glass and everything. Charger and so top of the range would be the Pro 5.
That's right.
1,500 is 4,000.
€4,000.
4,000 euro. And we often sell them in a set like this, where you have the 500 combined with the 50. Like this.
Yes.
And that one is 6,000 euro. This one is going to sell for 20,000 euro.
Right.
Yeah. It's very powerful. Total is 18 watts.
18 watts.
Yeah.
And that's battery powered as well, right? Or is this battery powered? Yeah.
Yeah, it's battery powered.
What's the runtime on one charge? I mean, that must be.
It's 1 hour. You use it all the time. Yeah. So it recharges in this charging stand. This guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, now it's recharging. So that means it's recharging when it's doing like that.
Sorry to interrupt the interview, but if you are enjoying this, can I ask a quick favor? Just hit the like button. That's all you need to do. All right, let's get back to the interview. So you sell a lot of these to clinics, practitioners?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
so it's mostly clinics we sell to.
Yes.
Chiropractors, physical therapists, and so on.
But an end user can buy one as well if they wanted to. But
yeah. We're selling to individual private people.
Cool. And now I'm curious as well. You've been in the space a long time.
Yeah.
LEDs. Do you think eventually you'll have a full LED setup in terms of power output, price, efficiency, or you don't see that happening anytime soon?
Well, I see LED is doing a lot of the same things in places, but I disagree with the fact that you might as well use LED completely.
Why is that?
Yeah, for one thing, laser is monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
So LEDs might be narrow. Right? Yeah. So you have, if it's a laser, it has one wavelength through it, like this. If you have an LED,
the wider spectrum.
It's a wider spectrum like that. And that means that only when a light source is monochromatic, it can be coherent. So if you have different wavelengths, it cannot be coherent. Because coherence means that all the waves are following, or are doing the same. It's like if you have a band of soldiers, right? And they are, you say they're walking at the same rhythm, right? 1, 2, 3, and so on. But they have different waves. One is going like this, and another one is going like that. They'll end up all over the place, right?
But does this matter in terms of practical application on the body? Like, yeah, if you're looking at it purely from a light point of view and you just want 660 at a certain intensity, laser's obviously, the better option. But does it matter if you get a range?
Matter.
645.
Well, according to one of the first and foremost scientists on laser therapy, I can't remember her name off my head, but according to her, if it's coherent and monochromatic, you will have a deeper penetration into the tissue. You will have a more kind of resonant stimulation of the mitochondria inside the cell, because that's how laser therapy works.
Yeah. And the other thing as well, most of the science is done using lasers.
Exactly.
So, it's not just a particular wavelength at an intensity, it's the delivery and how that light's, like penetration. I don't know. I'm keen to pick your brain because I know people ask me this all the time.
It's a never-ending discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, and the LED people will try to convince you that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, it's very, very fascinating topic, and I mean it's crazy. We here at an event surrounded by researchers and like yourself, and still there's so much there's so much uncertainty and
Exactly.
but the cool thing is,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we, on the cellular level, deep down into the tissue, we don't fully grasp what is going on, why it's working.
that's crazy, right?
We have a lot of theories about this and that, and mitochondria and ATP and all that, which was understandable theory, because the laser therapy will stimulate the mitochondria to produce more ATP, ATP being the power source, the fuel for the cells, and of course, it will increase the healing process. Yeah, okay, and but if you go down into the details, what's actually happening, we can only begin to grasp that.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, almost, I mean, doesn't matter because people are using this
does
stuff
it work
and
or
getting
not?
amazing results, right?
Yeah.
So we'll leave that for the researchers to keep
I
trying to crack.
completely.
And you keep coming up with these well designs, really nice. You're doing all the designs, like these are your products, huh? It's very impressive.
Yeah, it's all from my head.
And whereabouts are you based? Where's the company based and where are you based?
In Denmark, in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you ship these internationally or you have
Yeah,
distributors or resellers?
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone wants to find out more about the products or place an order, where should they go? To your website?
They should go to powermedic.com.
Powermedic.com.
Yeah, powermedic.com.
Okay, I'll put all the links
And
up.
we have a U.S. office as well.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or any other
Well,
insights?
well, I would say that one thing we are very proud of is our results with fertility. So, I mean, we have been part of getting more than 500 babies into the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
500 laser babies. That's not...
Yeah, exactly. So during the last 12, 14 years or something, we have treated, when I say we, it's our customers who are using the Gigalaser for fertility treatment. And I would say it has been miraculous.
Yeah.
That our motto is lasers for a better life, right? And we believe we accomplish that by helping people getting rid of all kinds of pains and aches and worms, so they get a better life. But with 500 new lives into the world, it's not only we are creating a better life, we are creating life that wasn't there before or wouldn't have been there.
Totally. Yeah.
And I feel very emotional about that.
And rightfully so. I mean, that's a lot of happy families that otherwise
exactly
wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just from a pain point of view, you sprain an ankle and you can be up and running the next day or 2 days later after using a product like this. Versus 5-6 days limping around.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a reason why this space is taking off, and I'm sure you've seen some massive changes over the years.
Oh yeah.
But it's good because like it's what's the downside to this, right? Like a few minutes of application.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very little, if any, side effects, and it works. I do have to ask though, the Gigalaser and the Fertilaser, what are these?
Well, the original name of this, the Gigalaser, is we call it the Gigalaser because it's a very big laser. This is the one this is the full size of it. So it's quite big. It's the base is like this high, and then you have the arm and you have the screen here. And we didn't bring it here because it would be very costly. So that's a Gigalaser. We came up with a new name for it, the Fertilaser, because it has been very effective for fertilizing these women.
So are these all laser diodes through here?
The red ones are LEDs, actually.
Okay.
So it's here you have 36 laser diodes, each 500 milliwatt.
Wow.
And they're hyperpulsed as well, which means that each of them is putting out 1,000 milliwatt and then a pulse and then 1,000 milliwatt.
So
Totally, that's 18 watts of laser.
And so what's the application protocol here? Like, how long would a woman use that for? Is it a minute or 2 or 5 minutes?
No, that would be 2 to 3. The protocol for fertility is you start on the first day of the menstruation. Then you treat 2 to 3 times a week up to the ovulation.
Right.
And then you wait, see, did you get pregnant or not? Because pregnancy is a contraindication for laser therapy.
Right.
Yeah, because just out of security.
Of course, yeah.
Because you wouldn't want someone to lose the baby, and then they will claim it's because I got a laser therapy. So you stop when the ovulation comes. So, and if she's pregnant, that's fine. And if not, you start on the next cycle. First day of menstruation, 2 to 3 times a week, and so on. And most of the women who got pregnant is within the first 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're talking about severely infertile women who have tried everything, IVF, acupuncture, you name it, everything.
So I'm assuming something like that is very expensive. So they'd be going to a clinic for those treatments.
Mm-hmm.
But you could use that in other areas of the body, right? Are those clinics doing that? Like, would they?
Yeah.
Like, are they treating all sorts of
basic function from the beginning of this? This one, that's back in 2005. I designed this one.
Yeah.
So, and the main application from the beginning, from what we could think of, was all kinds of muscle and joint disorders, like acute things and more chronic things, low back pain. It's very effective for,
I can imagine,
all these kind of things. I mean, knee problems, arthritis, and neck pain, and everything.
So someone could go to a clinic, find a clinic. Do you have like a list of all the clinics with these products on your website?
Yeah.
So they could go to the clinic and they could, treat a particular area.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
After any kind of operation, it's very, very good. Say you get a new knee or whatever, and then you use the laser.
And you've got some blue in there as well. So if there was some
kind of infection or any kind of skin disorder.
Yeah.
It's very effective for any kind of eczema.
Yeah.
Psoriasis.
Right. Yeah.
And all these things.
If someone did have eczema or one of those skin issues, do you turn off the near infrared or like lower their intensity, or have you found it doesn't really matter?
Well, with the Gigalaser, there are 3 different programs. The first 3 are with laser alone, 8 nanometers in 3 different levels. And the next 3 are with red or blue, or both added. So
you got options. What about athletes? Are people using this? I'm sure they're using it from a recovery point of view. But what about like pre-exercise? I mean, with this sort of intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very effective. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a massive untapped.
There's a lot of science on that. On how it can, kind of pump the body and
nitric oxide release, circulation. Yeah. I mean, I personally use I've got large LED panels, and I've also got more handheld devices, laser devices as well. But before I train, do 5-10 minutes, just full body.
And
I mean, I'm doing some pretty good numbers, in the gym and whatnot. And I don't know. I do wonder, maybe I should stop doing it for a couple of months and see what happens to those numbers. They should drop off.
Yeah, that would be a way to do it.
Be a good experiment. Hey, awesome. Very impressive. Congratulations on what you've done.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's
And thank you for your interest. Yeah,
and then bringing in all those lives. I mean, that's pretty special. And
that's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, and I just like. There's a lot of products in this space now that all look very similar, or you can tell that not much thought has gone into the design or practical application. You know, like
Yeah.
and I can tell that that's not the case here because even that little vibration feature, it's just something that it's like that makes sense. So very, very cool. Thank you again for your time, and
a pleasure.
Keep in touch, and I'm going to put all those links, resources all down below. If anyone has any questions, you can leave them below or reach out to Arne at Powermedic.
Yes.
Powermedic.com. It's the website.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next video. And that is a wrap. If you have any questions for myself or Arne, leave them down below. Also, be sure to check out the Powermedic website. There is some cool content over there and also some really neat products. Otherwise, check out this interview. It is another interview from PBM 2024. I think you'll like it.